grades. I know that this is something that you're probably like, isn't that the whole point of the class, is getting a grade? And okay, I definitely can agree that for most of us, yeah, grades are a very motivating factor. So a couple things about grades. First of all, I don't round grades. So your score in Canvas in the LMS is exactly the grade that you are going to earn. So the number of points that you get is going to translate into a percentage, and that percentage is your grade. There's no rounding, which is why I put 2 decimal points after each one of these big whole numbers so that you don't think that there's any part of me that is going to round up to a whole number. I'm not going to round anything. Read that. I hate haggling about grades. I hate fighting I like fighting. I like fighting. And you will soon see that when you hang out with me in class. Yes, I like a good solid battle as long as it's respectful and friendly, I'm in. But I hate the when it becomes all about points and not about concepts and learning, then I get, ooh, I'm not having fun anymore. But like I said, or maybe I didn't say it, I actually can't remember what I said and what I didn't say, but I really like coming up with ways to give you points. So let's look at how you're going to earn all your points so that I can give you a final grade come May. First of all, you're going to get 5% of your grade just for showing up to lecture and clicking using your clicker. And those are essentially free points. If you don't come to class, you can't make up your clicker points. So don't even ask. I mean, the things that people have offered to do to make up clicker points, dude, just come to class. It's easier for everybody. If you miss 1 or 2 classes, I mean, you're missing content. You're not going to do as well on my exam if you aren't in class, like doing our activities and like seeing the way that I think about the material and how I'm going to ask you questions, what kinds of questions I'm going to ask you on exams. So you're actually, at a disadvantage if you miss class just for the sake of learning. But it's not going to kill you. This is 5% of your total grade. There's like 24 clicker points. That's I calculated it once, like 0.2% of your grade every single clicker. So if you're really freaked out about 0.2% of your grade, then come to class. Don't miss class, and you'll be golden. We have lab every week. You have to go to lab, and you have to do the activities on the lab handouts, and that is going to be 10% of your grade. That's pretty straightforward, too. If you don't come to lab, you're kind of SOL. I can't do makeup labs for everybody who wants to do makeup labs. Like, we've got lots of stuff going on, and so do you, and one of the things that you have going on is lab, and so come and do your activity, and then you'll earn those points. Often in a week, you will also have some other form of homework, a discussion online, maybe an activity that you have to do, maybe some essay that you have to write, maybe a poster you have to build. Oh, my gosh. And whenever I require something like that, I do it 100% to help you practice making sure that you understand the material. Basically, I give you points in as many ways as I can for studying, for doing things that you should already be doing on your own. But I know that if you're not getting points for something, you're probably not going to do it. And that's just because I know that if I'm not getting paid for something, I can't do it anymore because I have little kids at home too, and I want to actually hang out with them sometimes and make sure they still know my name. So if I'm not getting points for something, I'm not going to prioritize that thing over my children. If I'm getting points for it, then my children, whatever, they're totally overrated. Just kidding. So I give you points for studying. That's what this little section here is. Every week, you will have an online quiz. Some classes do the quiz in class, like during lab. I do the quizzes online, and I let you take them twice, and I'll take the high score. And again, the whole point is that you're studying. I'm giving you points for doing something that you should be doing anyway. Plus, you get to practice with some multiple choice questions, and it's easy grading for me. Quizzes are all due at midnight on Sunday. And you know what? I want you to do them earlier than that. I want you to do the quizzes after lab. They'll open on Wednesday of every week after I make them. And that means that you really should get them done, in my ideal world, the day after lab, actually the day of, the afternoon after you do your lab. You'll go sit down and you'll take your quiz over the week's material. And you'll study and you'll get everything kind of cleaned up, and you might think about your portfolio activity, which I'll talk about in just a second. And then you'll go, okay, now I'm ready to flip for next week. And then the rest of the weekend will be spent watching the video lectures, taking notes, doing things to prepare for the next week's content. That's in my ideal world. We all have lives, even me. I know this shocks you. So I'm making the quizzes due on Sunday night at midnight, okay, at 11:55 p.m. on Sunday night, so that you have some flexibility. And if you can't do the ideal Wendy schedule because you work 24 hours a day and whatever, I'm flexible, but that is flexible. So I want it due by Friday night at midnight. I'm giving you 2 extra days. That is all the flexibility you're getting from me. So no, I will never open up the quizzes for you ever again, and I don't accept anything late. That was nice, wasn't it? Instead of a final exam, we are going to try something brand new that I've never done before. I don't think I've ever taught a class where I haven't said that about something during the class. I've never done a final course portfolio. But instead of a comprehensive final, which is what I normally do, we're going to do this portfolio project, and I will give you a handout like this. It'll look like, like this. Here's your handout, just like that. And it'll have all the specs of what you have to do for a portfolio. Portfolios are cool because you get to pick how you're going to show me you met some requirement. For example, we have learning outcomes in this course. And if you go into your syllabus, our first learning outcome is apply the scientific method to critically evaluate observable phenomena. So you are going to look at that and go, okay, what have I done in Biology 1 to demonstrate that I can do this, that I totally nailed that learning outcome? And then you're going to put together some packet of stuff. Is it this lab that you did? Is it an essay that you wrote? Is it a discussion you had? Is it something you did totally on your own? I don't care what it is, but you're going to bring it in and you're going to make a little notebook with evidence of your mastery of these 10 learning outcomes that I'm going to give you at some point when I figure out what they all are. So when you get irritated by this phenomenon of the portfolio, I want you to remember this is replacing a comprehensive final exam. Some of you are still going to be irritated. Others of you are going to be like, oh, okay, hallelujah. We won't complain about the portfolio. And then we have midterm exams. What? Yes. My midterm exams are not easy. And they're going to make up half of your grade, and there's 4 of them spread evenly throughout the semester. That's it. It'll be super fun. Let's talk about academic integrity. I guess I'll get cranky at the end.